Alright, so for your birthday, I have got you a V60 Hario coffee situation, some filters, some lovely coffee from Carnival, a South London coffee roaster, and some digital scales. I know that you've had a bit more time in the morning to make nice coffee and you've been enjoying getting some nicer beans and grinding them, and I just thought this is going to elevate your coffee making experience just that little extra level. So we're going to make coffee in the V60. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you've got your freshly boiled kettle. Filter, hold along the seam. Oh! You don't drop it. Pop it in, and then you just want to pour some water in, get the filter nice and wet so that you don't get a horrible papery taste. Then you're also warming up your vessel, apparently. I don't think it makes a lot of difference, but that's what they say. So now you're gonna discard your water. And now you're gonna turn on your scales and make sure they're turned to 0. Your scales will have more at a decimal point and mine don't, so inaccurate. So the magic rule with coffee is 1 to 16. So for every gram of coffee you put in, it's 16 grams of water for a good extraction. Obviously that's just like a general recipe. If you want it stronger, you can mess around with it. When I make coffee for us two, I do 35 grams because that gives out a decent amount for 2 cups of coffee. But obviously, you know, now you know the magic rule, you can just make more or less.
What was the magic rule again?
1 to 16. 1 gram of coffee, 16 grams of water.
Excellent.
So I'm going to get my 35 grams of coffee.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. And then I've heard varying reports about this bit, but I like to level it out and then pop a little divot in. It says 36 now, but it's lying. So then what you want to do is tear it off to 0 again. So now we're going to do the bloom. So for that you want to double the amount of coffee for water and basically hold it for about 30 seconds, and what that does is makes the water interact with the kind of oils in the coffee, and it kind of makes oxygen bubbly stuff and you get a lower extraction. So the trick with V60 is just pour really slowly. So we have 35 grams of coffee, which means we're aiming for a 70 gram of water for the bloom. So I'm just gonna start. For a good extraction, you want to kind of make circles. So I'm gonna pour really slowly, starting from the center and working my way out until I get to the magic 70. Oop, 71. So that's not bad. So you can see there's a lot of action going on. The levels there, it's all moving about. As you know, you're getting a kind of decent bloom. Bubbles are a good thing. When you're pouring, careful not to get too close to the edge, because water will always find the path of least resistance through coffee. So if it hits the water, it's way easier. Sorry, if it hits the filter, it's way easier to travel down the filter and get out that way. But obviously then you'll get an under-extracted coffee, so you want to make sure that you're just pouring on the coffee. So you leave that to work its magic for about 30 seconds. So now, if we use our magic rule of 1 to 16, we have 35 grams of coffee, means we're going to go for 560 grams of water. So we're at 71 now. So we're basically just going to slowly, making sure that we kind of pour evenly. If you're pouring down in one spot, you can make a channel, which will make it easier for the water to get through, path of least resistance. And again, your coffee will be under extracted. So you wanna, that's again why you're pouring slowly. If you pour fast, it's coming down with more force, it's easier for those channels to get created. If you read into recipes, they sometimes say something like, do a first pour for up to 100 grams and then leave it for 30 seconds or whatever. I asked Ruth about this and she said it doesn't really matter as long as you do a consistent and slow pour. You don't need to pour and then wait. The only reason I do it is just so that there's enough room in the filter. So we're at 292 now. The coffee in V60 will be ground slightly coarser than you would use for a cafetiere or espresso, which is why I've got you some pre-ground coffee. So if you compare that to what you would normally put in a cafetiere, you should find it's a bit coarser. You can tell because it's a little bit huskier, there's a bit more white in it, and obviously the grounds are bigger. So that's the kind of grind that you're aiming for. So we're getting close now. Remember we're going for 560. Yeah, I'm gonna go over now. So, there we go.
Perfect.
So you just need to wait for this water to pass through and then you're done. Your coffee is brewed. Now all you need to do is pour. So there we have it. I hope that you and Shannon both enjoy your new much nicer morning coffee, and that every time you make this and drink it, you think really deep and hard about me and what a great sister I am. Love you guys. Happy birthday, Tom.